And I sit here as a senator that represents a lot of poor people and taxpayers that would think that this is a very serious issue. They just can't even imagine how much money this is. And for you to stand here with a straight face and say that you don't think this is a crisis, with a straight face, and say that you don't think that there's any need for any immediate regulatory intervention. With a straight face, you say you're going to ask the providers, do they think that maybe we can come up with a better deal? And if they can, then maybe we might implement it. Maybe if. I'm just concerned about that. Director, you know, you sit in these seats that we sit in now, and you've sworn several times to be a good steward of public assets and resources. And the system that you have to give you information, admittedly, you have indicated it's been inadequate. But the system is controlled by you, designed and operated. So if it is incompetent, the question that I really have is whether or not you are competent. Not so much just by the facts and figures that we have here in front of us, but by your attitude today to come here and say it's not a crisis, we don't need any immediate regulatory intervention. We're going to talk to the managed care people, the private sector, and say this really begs the whole issue about the private sector. You know, oftentimes you say they do a better job in the public sector. But sometimes they put emphasis on doing a better job and making a profit at others' expense. But you are the people that have been retained to protect and promote this program that's for poor people. And to stand here and say, this spread of hundreds of millions of dollars is not really a big issue, and we're just going to take our time and try to figure something out and see if the private sector that we're contracting with going to have some ideas. And if they do, then we'll consider maybe implementing. If they don't, it may not really be a problem. I have a problem with that. I just do. I just do. I usually don't speak out on these issues, but this is just the attitude that seems to me to be callous and insensitive to the poor people that we all supposed to be trying to serve. And I just don't want this pushed under the rug.
Through the chair to the senator, first of all, you know, we take very seriously the fact that we have the opportunity to serve almost 3 million Ohioans that use our Medicaid program. We do that in a way that is not callous or unthoughtful. We do that in a way that is very thoughtful. And the opportunity to serve them also means that we have a responsibility to manage the program in a way that provides access, in a way that provides information so that we can do it appropriately. The reason this is not a crisis that we want a regulatory response to immediately is because the information that we are receiving, one of the first states in the country to actually drill down into this issue to the level that we are drilling down into this issue. The reason why it's not something we want to act immediately is we don't know if we've got enough answers to the questions that we are asking to change the way the program works for the very folks that we are trying to serve. We know that we've got questions. We don't know the answer to is 7.14 or 10.94 a right number. We perceive, based on what we're looking at, that that's a number that we should challenge. We know we need to understand what that number means. Our program cannot move, as the chair said, on a dime without negatively impacting the very people that we need to serve and the providers that serve those folks. So the reason why we need to take a thoughtful approach on that is we believe, in the research and the conversations that we've had, that the answer that we are going to ultimately find is not there yet. And I think that that is good reason for pause. Many of our huge priorities that we take in this state, we take in a very thoughtful way. We take in a measured and paced way, because we absolutely understand that it's not just 3 million Ohioans that we have the opportunity to serve. It's 115,000 providers that also serve those Ohioans with us. And that to us is something that is very much important to us. It's very much a priority. And we do it with all of the integrity and all of the innovation and all of the passion that we can possibly bring to the answers and the solutions.
And if I may, through the chair to the senator, so I will apologize to all the members of this committee if my presentation style was offensive. That was not my intent. This is a complicated issue and difficult issue that we've been wrestling with for a long time. So apologies to you if you took my presentation style as callous or indifferent. That's not the case at all. And I've spent my career working both in the disabilities field and in Medicaid. I'm a public servant like you. These things are important to me and our department. We will continue to look into this. We are going to get to a resolution. I think the problem remains, what is the right solution? Because as we've seen, carving it back into fee-for-service is not from a taxpayer standpoint. So where do we go from here? This is just the beginning, and we recognize that.